Say on back before we get to it. Make sure you like and subscribe as you always. Watch the full video.
There are countless examples of corrupt, evil, and even criminal cops. But what happens to cops who actually get caught? These are 4 examples of cops who realized they were going to jail, starting with Tyler Moody, who was about...
Wait, what did I say? Hold on. How you get 263 years? Brother, what the hell did you do?
Who realized they were going to jail, starting with Tyler
crazy.
Moody, who was about to get the shock of his life after being brought into the interrogation room.
Have you offered your resignation or not?
I can keep my job and not.
Well, you can't keep your job, okay?
An inmate charged with murder was discovered with a mobile phone and charger. When questioned, Tyler immediately folded and confessed to what he'd done. He expected to just get fired, but he was about to discover providing contraband comes with a much bigger punishment.
With every citizen, we have the privilege to serve, and you've betrayed the trust of the brave and selfless men and women that you've worked alongside for nearly 3 years. So as of this moment, you're under arrest for bringing a prohibited item, a cell phone, into a correctional facility. That's a 3rd-degree felony.
Providing a prisoner with a mobile phone carries a sentence of 1 year in prison. And that's exactly where Tyler is right now, serving it in exactly the same place that he used to patrol as a cop. But unlike Tyler, Stephanie Lazarus didn't get off nearly as easy.
Now you're accusing me of this? Is that what you're saying?
After decades...
That's why I said, like, when it comes to correction officers, like, you're not supposed to get friendly, become friends, get to heavily conversating, letting the inmate know anything about anything personal because, bro, they're regular people. They can make a phone call. Hey, find this person on Facebook. Hey, we from the same city. Quick story time. Sadly, I'm in jail. It's late night, bro. It's late night. Mind you, already know when it comes at late night, TVs are off. TV's off, bruh. It's like 9 o'clock at night. TV come on. It's an inmate at the bars, cause this is like a little dorm. He's at the bars having a whole conversation with the CEO, female. I'm like, what the hell, bro? Every night that he's in his dorm, we late night TV on him at the bars talking to her. I'm like, wow, that is crazy. Another quick story. Dude, I'm in the same cell, same little dorm thing, whatever. Dude say him and this dude in the correctional officer, they have beef. They have personal beef because the guy that's the inmate attempted to rob the CO like 3 years prior on the street. Right, man. Tell you.
Investigations, DNA evidence revealed that Stephanie was very likely the culprit of a murder committed in 1986. Because of the high-stakes nature of the case, the detectives made sure to meticulously plan this interrogation. Stephanie was a really successful detective herself, and she had recently received recommendations for her good work on a theft case. So the detectives used this and brought her in under the guise that they needed help with a case.
I don't want to talk about this in the squadron because I don't know who people are listening. And if we go to my side, everybody's always wondering what everybody else is doing. Okay?
An interrogation room is a strange place for such a conversation to take place, so to put her mind at ease, detectives told her this was the place they'd least be likely to be overheard, as the case details were strictly confidential. Sherry Rasmussen's body had been found at her home after being shot 3 times. At the time, police suspected the murder was a result of a burglary gone wrong, but the case went cold when they couldn't identify the suspect. However, 23 years later, when revisiting the case, detectives found evidence that led them towards Stephanie, a girl who had been trapped in a love triangle with Sherry and her husband, John Rutten. So the detectives decided to bring up John's name to see how she'd react.
Were you guys friends, close friends?
Yeah, we're very close friends. I mean, what's this all about?
It's a case we're working on. It involves John, and in there's notes and stuff that he knew you and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, we were good friends. Lived in the dorms for I lived in the dorms for 2 years.
Was there ever any relationship or anything that developed between you guys?
No.
Yeah, I mean, we dated.
What?
You know.
They normally say no.
I mean, what's this all about?
Well, it's relating to his wife.
Both the detectives and Stephanie have tried to seem as friendly and relaxed as possible around each other, but Stephanie is obviously starting to get very anxious at this point. Even though the detectives gave a somewhat believable excuse, she is now in an interrogation room faced by 2 detectives being questioned about a girl she supposedly murdered 20 years earlier. Her breathing has become faster, and her language is defensive, and her movements have become more erratic.
And you're right.
I mean, if you guys are claiming that I'm a suspect, then, you know, I got a problem with, you know, with that.
Okay.
Okay?
Why?
So,
Why?
you know, if you're doing this as an interrogation, you're saying, hey, I'm a suspect. Well, now I got a problem with, you know, now you're accusing me of this? Is that what you're saying?
Obviously, you know about all the DNA stuff and things of the nature that, you know, gets done on cases nowadays. You know, if we asked you for a DNA swab, would you be willing to give us one?
Maybe. Because now
Because
now I'm thinking I probably need to talk to a lawyer.
Stephanie chooses to provide DNA evidence, hoping her willingness to help out would ultimately prove her innocence. But, unfortunately,
She did say maybe. She did say maybe. I maybe need to talk to a lawyer. Not I want a lawyer. I need a lawyer. I maybe. They cold. They cold, but that is what she said.
fortunately for her, just 5 minutes later, the detectives decide they've heard enough and put her in cuffs. Months later, after a long and arduous trial, a decision was made by the jury.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Stephanie Eileen Lazarus, guilty of the crime of murder of Sherry Rasmussen. We further find the murder was of the first degree.
Stephanie was sentenced to 27 years in prison after being hit with a single felony charge of first-degree murder. But to this next cop, Jalen Fleer, a single felony charge looks like child's play.
Can I ask, is this something I should have lawyers on?
In April 2020, San Diego police received tips that a...
You're a whole cop, bro. You're a cop. You should know if you need a lawyer or not. We ask that because we don't be knowing.
man had been engaging in with a local child. 2 months of investigation led directly to Jalen and a mountain of questions that desperately needed answering.
So, I know that I have a lot to delve into, but
I think this is the one that had the 260 some years, or 263 years. I was wondering, like, what did you do? You ain't my brother. I take that word back. Now we know. Now we know.
I really want to get to know you first, if you don't mind.
Definitely.
Okay. So, I'm going to lean back and get comfortable.
Take a nigga.
Are you
head
comfortable?
off.
Do you want to take off
I'm
your
good.
duty belt?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing?
Yeah, so
Oh,
you asked what
sheriff,
this is
bro.
about?
Yeah, so we're looking into some allegations that were made. We're kind of, it started with a Crime Stopper report, so we're just kind of going from there. We did receive a picture that, you know, when we looked into it, it looks similar to you, so I don't know if you can take a look at the picture and just tell me if you've seen this picture before. Oh, I have like 15 million things here. Okay.
As soon as the allegations are brought up, Jalen becomes visibly stressed. He leans forward tentatively in his chair, clasps his hands together softly, and clenches his jaw. It's obvious he's worried about whatever he's about to be shown. The detectives have made it clear that he is not currently being detained and is free to leave at any time. However, she is making a noticeable effort to make him feel relaxed, using a bubbly and friendly persona to put him at ease.
So this picture right here.
Yeah, that's definitely me with the Grossma.
Okay, so this picture right here, how old were you when it was taken?
I don't know, 20?
20? Okay, cool. That makes it very easy. So as far as like the picture, so this photo came up in connection with some allegations about you communicating with a younger female on Snapchat.
Okay. Can I ask, is this something I should have lawyers on?
Jalen is starting to seem more and more stressed. He begins to sway in his chair.
Yeah, he did it. He did it. Because if not, you'd be like, what the hell? I ain't talking to no motherfucking kid. The hell? What I look like? I'm a grown man. Or at that time, I was Or if it would have been like, again, something he didn't do, you'd be like, what? Only person I talked to was this girl, and she said she was this age. Or I talked to this girl, we was dating, I was 1 year apart, and something like that. But yeah, he did it.
And becomes more closed off with his answers. But the pressure he's feeling now is nothing compared to what the detective is about to lay on him.
So, this, like I said, this photo was sent to this person, so they were in possession of it, and we can't find any connection or reason why this photo would end up with this particular person if it wasn't shared by someone you may know or yourself.
I agree, yeah. My wife wouldn't have done it, so I don't know why she would share that. So.
Well, along with the photo came some additional information about your personal life.
Okay. He tried to put it on his wife.
And based on
my
some of the
wife
information
shared
with me today, it seems to add up.
Okay.
The account that shared the photo and the information.
He said, hey, what's my best? What? Oh, he was my best friend, funny guy. Just got to get to know him. What? Why wouldn't you want me to wrap my arms around you then? Yeah.
Was called J178211, a seemingly random selection of numbers, until you realize that 17 was his college baseball jersey number, 82 was his high school jersey number, and 2011 was the year he graduated in. If this account was operated by a so-called enemy of Jay, they'd sure done their research.
Jay, I'll be very honest, I want to know the truth.
Yeah, no, I've never even heard of that account.
Okay. Have you ever shared any images of your with anyone?
Yeah.
Okay. And how many times would you say you've done that?
A lot.
Did you ever share any videos of you having with anyone?
With anyone? No. I've always had personal videos of me and my wife. That was it. And my ex actually had one, but...
Jalen then rightly decides that he's already answered enough of the detective's questions and asks him for a lawyer. However, unfortunately for him, he's quickly handed a search warrant, allowing the police to seize DNA, his phone, and his car. Police used this to gather a mountain of evidence against Jalen and, just a few weeks later, turned himself in. Jalen was charged with 20 felonies, including engaging in lewd acts with children under the age of 14, pandering children under 16, and engaging in a child under the age of 16. A few months later, he was sentenced to 12 years in prison. But this disturbing act doesn't even compare to the atrocities that Daniel Holtzclaw.
Oh, my bad. I was confused. Yeah, I was confusing too. I'm like, I was looking at the time limit, like, hold on, the video ain't done yet. Hold on, it couldn't have been him. Couldn't have been him, but I think I was misjudging. 12 years. Nigga, there are so many beautiful grown women out here, bro. Like, so many of them. Again, fellas, open up your horizon. Like, not your horizon, but like your taste, I guess, in women. Stop being stuck on one race. Stop being stuck on one size. Like, telling you, there are a lot of beautiful women, bro. You got some skinny ones, some chunky ones, some slim ones, some tall ones, some short ones, some Mexican ones, some white ones, some Pakistani ones, some Arabian ones. Bro, we can go on and on and on and on and on. There are so many beautiful women. You want to have something to do with a kid. They can't do nothing for you. Nothing.
Daniel was brought in for interrogation after a report came in that he'd made an unlawful traffic stop and forced the female driver to remove her clothing and perform on him. What detectives didn't know was that this was just one of dozens of other crimes that Daniel would find himself accused of.
So we have no misunderstanding because
she black.
Maybe I didn't key in on some things. I want you turn in your activity card.
It needs to be somebody black so they can destroy his life.
Turn my activity card.
Just like you did there.
Leave out station. Turn off my computer. Done for the night. Head left to go westbound on 50th from Prospect. About a block down, I see a Grand Prix in the outside lane. I was in the inside lane. Directly in front of me. Car swerved. At that time, I kind of fall behind of it. Lincoln. I didn't want to light it up at the stop sign, so I waited till it go forward and just lit it up just to the west. And then that's when I made a traffic stop.
Daniel recounts his version of events from that night. Cops said that he didn't report on the stop dispatch, run a records check on the driver, or even let them know that he just logged off for the night. But Daniel just explains that everything happened so fast he just forgot to do all of that, and made the traffic stop off the grid. However, Daniel doesn't seem 100% sure while recounting this evening. He takes unusually long breaks between statements and speaks in...
So he's trying to say, in between the time that he clocked out, that traffic thing happened, his police instincts kicked in and he did a traffic stop. So that's why he didn't fully clock out. Nigga, no. You know that involves more paperwork. No, you're lying.
Incomplete sentences. The true reality of cases is that it's almost usually impossible to get a conviction as long as there was no video or photo evidence of the event. The victim barely ever has any ability to prove that the suspect did what they did, as in most places, they are innocent until proven guilty. This is likely why this turned out to be one of 36 charges eventually brought against Daniel, each more disgusting than the last.
CSI is processing your car right now.
Right.
And when we stepped out, they found some pubic hairs right in here. Could they be yours?
No, that's not. I didn't pull my... I didn't do anything right there.
Did she?
Not right there.
No.
But do you think they could be?
No, it's not. No. Nothing of mine.
Your pubes couldn't be?
No.
Right there?
No.
You seemed a little extra worried whenever you talked about seeing her boobies.
Right.
You sure she just didn't flash you?
I can't. She did not flash. I don't want to say I can't recall, but I'm pretty positive she didn't flash.
I see a pair of titties.
She went like this, but nothing as far as I'm going like crazy looking.
Lifting the shirt.
No. This whole situation and
it's kind of scary.
It is scary, and I don't want my rep to be. Everything's about in law enforcement. I'm 3 years on. I know that, but everything's about your rep.
Absolutely.
And I don't want this to fall on my rep.
Unfortunately for Daniel, though, this absolutely would affect his rep, as the DNA tests on the hair found in the car came back as a perfect match, and statements given by his girlfriend directly contradicted his story. So after the interrogation, he was placed on administrative...
He didn't want her. He didn't want that snowflake. He didn't want that. He wanted chocolate. He wanted some chocolate. He didn't want that. He wanted some big booty Judy. Old women at that. What type of nigga are you? You have a job that attracts people. Cause hey, I know when I see a beautiful female officer, I'm like, damn, Miss Officer, y'all seen the last video? Come arrest me right now. Come do it, ma'am. Where you want me to go? Oh, we ain't going to the station. We going to the little alley. Okay, I go. Unwillingly, I go though. You got a job, brother. Why you could have used that? You could have walked out. You got your arms all bare. You could have cut the shirt so to make it like you ripped it. Like you could have stepped out. You could have seen. Hey, could have went on blade somewhere. Stepped out. Come on, brother. You could have did that. And oh my God. And then there you go.
But just 2 months later, 12 more women came.
Like, come on. Look, like, he wanted a black girl. He wanted a black girl, but he didn't want to be with the black girl. He wanted an older black girl too, because these ain't none of them young, except 1, 2. She ain't no 29. Her black crack. I'm sorry. Her black crack. You got two young ones. The rest of these women are in their late. Oh my God, you got a 17-year-old. I skipped right past her several times. That's crazy. Nigga, you foul as hell, boy. You foul as hell, bro. What?
Forward with claims, and he was subsequently arrested.
Verdict, count 1, battery. Defendant is guilty of the crime of...
Look at this nigga. He know for sure. For sure. He gonna be somebody big in jail. Them arms, that's steroids. That's steroids. After a week, 2, he finna be slim as hell. Even with that nigga, I've been to jail. It's like, I'm not that tall. I'm not 6 foot. Niggas in there, it seems like they're arresting all the basketball players from every race. Niggas in there are tall as hell. I'm just short as hell. I ain't the Shea height, but I ain't tall. And them niggas in there are tall as hell.
Battery and set punishment at 8 years. Count 2, procuring lewd exhibition. Not guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition. Count 3, burglary in the first degree. Defendant is not guilty of the crime of burglary in the first degree, nor lesser included. Count 4, procuring lewd exhibition. Defendant is guilty of the crime of procuring lewd exhibition, and punishment is set at 5 years.
Daniel was found guilty on 18 of the 36 charges and sentenced to 263 years in prison without the possibility of parole.
Damn, boy. 263. Damn.